You're 22, you've got a decent entry-level gig, and you're tired of your roommate leaving half-eaten Chipotle bowls on the coffee table. You jump on Zillow, set the filter to houses, and reality hits you like a freight train. That 900-square-foot bungalow that looks like it was last cleaned in 1974, it's listed for $450,000. Your parents bought their first place for the price of a used Honda Civic and a firm handshake. You're looking at a 30-year sentence of ramen noodles just to afford a driveway. This isn't just bad luck, it's a massive interconnected machine of economics, policy, and human psychology called the housing market. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why the American dream feels like a digital hallucination.
The most basic rule of the universe is supply and demand. If everyone wants a limited edition Charizard card and there are only 10 in existence, the price goes to the moon. Housing is the same, but you can't live inside a trading card. For the last decade, we simply haven't built enough roofs. After the 2008 financial crash, home builders got spooked and stopped building. Population kept growing, but the hammers stayed silent. When you have 100 people fighting over 10 apartments, the guy with the most cash wins, and everyone else stays in their childhood bedroom. When we talk about inventory, we're talking about how many houses are actually hitting the market. Right now, inventory is at historic lows. Think of it like a PS5 launch. If there are no consoles on the shelves, the ones on eBay cost 3 times the retail price. In housing, people are locked in. If you bought a house in 2019 with a 3% mortgage, you aren't selling it to buy a new one at 7%. You're staying put. This creates a bottleneck where nothing moves, and the few houses that do go up for sale trigger a literal war between buyers. Most people don't buy a house with a suitcase full of cash. They use a mortgage, which is just a fancy word for a massive bank loan. The price of a house is actually 2 different numbers, the sticker price and the cost of the interest. If interest rates are low, you can afford a bigger loan. When rates were 2%, everyone felt rich and bid up the prices of houses. Now that rates are higher, the monthly payment on that same limited edition Charizard card, or in this case, a 3-bedroom ranch, has doubled. But the sticker prices haven't dropped to match. The math just stopped working for the average guy. The Federal Reserve, the Fed, controls the cost of money. When they raise interest rates to fight inflation, mortgage rates follow. Imagine you're at a bar. Low interest rates are like half-price pitcher's night. Everyone's buying rounds and the energy is high. High interest rates are like the bar charging $15 for a lukewarm Bud Light. Everyone stops buying, the vibe dies, but in the housing market, the bar, the house, is still trying to charge premium prices even though nobody can afford the drink. This stagflation in housing is why you're stuck paying rent to a guy named Gary who hasn't fixed your sink since 2022. Why don't we just build more houses? Enter zoning laws. These are local rules that say what can be built where. In most of the US, it is illegal to build anything other than a single-family home on a lot. No duplexes, no townhomes, no sleek apartment buildings. It's like a restaurant having a rule that they can only serve giant 32-ounce steaks. If you just want a burger, a small, affordable condo, you're out of luck. The restaurant only makes the expensive stuff because the zoning says they have to. NIMBY stands for Not in My Backyard. These are people who already own homes and don't want anything new built near them. They show up to city council meetings to complain that a new apartment building will ruin the character of the neighborhood or increase traffic. Translated into English, they're saying, if more houses are built, my house won't be as rare and its value might stop going up. They are protecting their limited edition Charizard card by making sure no one ever prints more cards. If you've ever lost a bid on a house to an all-cash offer, you might have been out-hustled by a billionaire. Large investment firms started buying up single-family homes after 2008 to turn them into permanent rentals. They don't care about living in the house. They care about the yield, the profit from your rent. To them, a house is just a stock that pays dividends. When Wall Street competes with a 25-year-old dude for a starter home, Wall Street usually wins because they have an infinite credit line and don't need to ask their parents for a down payment. The down payment is the final boss.
Traditionally, you need 20% of the home's price to avoid extra fees. On a $400K house, that's $80,000. If you're saving $500 a month after paying for your car, your phone, and your limited edition Charizard card habit, it will take you 13 years to save that up. By the time you have the 80K, the house now costs $600K. You're chasing a finish line that's attached to the back of a Ferrari. Houses are usually seen as a hedge against inflation. As the dollar loses value, hard assets like land and wood go up. This is great if you're already in the market. If you own a house, you're getting richer while you sleep. If you're out, you're getting poorer while you sleep. The gap between the haves and the have-nots isn't just about income. It's about who owns the dirt. When you can't buy, you rent. But as house prices go up, landlords raise rent to cover their own costs, or just because they can. This is the rental trap. You spend so much of your income on rent that you can't save for a down payment, which forces you to keep renting. It's a closed loop designed to keep you paying for Gary's vacation home while you struggle to afford a limited edition Charizard card or a decent steak. Building a house isn't just about land, it's about inputs: lumber, copper wiring, concrete, and labor. Over the last few years, the price of these things has spiked. Even if you found a piece of land tomorrow, the cost to actually hammer the boards together is 30% higher than it used to be. Builders aren't going to build cheap houses because the profit margin isn't there. They'd rather build a luxury villa and sell it to a tech bro because the math actually works out. You could buy a house in rural Kansas for $50K right now, but you don't live in rural Kansas. You live where the jobs are. This is urbanization. Everyone is moving to the same 5 or 6 hub cities where the high-paying jobs live. This concentrates all the demand into a tiny geographic area. It's like 10,000 people trying to fit into a single Starbucks. The coffee isn't better, but it's the only place with Wi-Fi, so the line goes around the block and the prices triple. FOMO, fear of missing out, drives markets. When people see prices going up 10% a year, they panic buy. They waive inspections, they offer $50K over asking, and they take on risky debt because they think if they don't buy now, they never will. This herd mentality pushes prices even higher, creating a bubble sentiment. Everyone is gambling that someone even more desperate will buy the house from them for more money later. Even if you own your house, you're basically renting it from the government. Property taxes are a percentage of your home's value paid every year to fund schools and roads. As your house value goes up, your taxes go up. In some states, your ownership costs $1,000 a month just in taxes. If you don't pay, the government takes the house. It's the subscription service you can't cancel. The Great Wealth Transfer is the idea that boomers will eventually pass down their houses to their kids. But that's a long way off, and many of those houses will be sold to pay for end-of-life healthcare. Relying on an inheritance to buy a house is like waiting for a limited edition Charizard card to fall out of the sky. It might happen, but waiting to inherit isn't a financial plan. It's a tragedy. To get that mortgage, you need a credit score. If you missed one credit card payment 3 years ago because you were busy playing Elden Ring, your score drops. A lower score means a higher interest rate. A 1% difference in your mortgage rate can cost you $100,000 over the life of the loan. The system is designed to reward people who are already perfect and punish everyone else. High housing costs mean people can't move to where the best jobs are. If you get a job offer in San Francisco for $150K, but a studio costs $4,000 a month, you're actually poorer than you were making $60K in Ohio. This stagnation hurts the whole economy because the smartest people are stuck in low productivity areas simply because they can't afford the entry fee of a new city. What happens next? Most experts think we're heading toward a renter society, like Europe, where people rent for life and only the ultra-wealthy own land. Or we change the laws. We fire the NIMBYs, we bulldoze the zoning codes, and we start 3D printing houses like they're plastic toys. Until then, the market remains a game of musical chairs, where the music is getting faster and there are fewer chairs every round. The housing market isn't a natural disaster. It's a man-made puzzle of bad laws and weird incentives. You can't grind your way out of a 500% price increase with a side hustle. The best you can do is understand the math, fix your credit, and wait for the inventory to break. Or move to Kansas. Hit the like button. Comment Zillow below if you've ever looked at a house price and physically felt your soul leave your body.